Hello friends. In previous lecture we have discussed about the multiple access in wireless system. मल्टीपल एक्सेस टेक्निक के बारे में हमने डिस्कस किया था. ग्लोबल सिस्टम फॉर मोबाइल कम्युनिकेशन GSM के बारे में हमने डिस्कस किया था. एंड GPRS कैसे वर्क करता है. देन वायरलेस सिस्टम ऑपरेशन एंड स्टैंडर्ड ऑलरेडी डिस्कस. इन दिस चैप्टर वी विल डिस्कस द वाईफाई एंड IEEE 802.11 wireless standards. So let we check the topics covered in this slide or video lecture. So फर्स्ट जो है वाईफाई एंड IEEE 802.11 वायरलेस LAN स्टैंडर्ड के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. देन IEEE 802 आर्किटेक्चर क्या है वो डिस्कस करेंगे. देन 802.11 आर्किटेक्चर एंड इट्स सर्विसेज. देन 802.11 मीडियम एक्सेस कंट्रोल, फिजिकल लेयर कंट्रोल, वाईफाई प्रोटेक्टेड एक्सेस कैसे वर्क करता है, वो सब ये चैप्टर में डिस्कस करेंगे. इसका वेटेज देखने जाए तो 10% वेटेज है GTU सिलेबस में. सो लेट वी स्टार्ट वन बाय वन. वाईफाई एंड IEEE 802.11 वायरलेस LAN standard. So wireless LAN standard that provide the some specification. The 802.11 standard is defined through the several specification of wireless LAN. It define an over the air interface between the wireless client and a base station or between two wireless client. So here before we start the comparison we will discuss some of the basic point of each and every standards. So 802.11 this wireless standard, and it provide up to 2 Mbps transmission speed as well as 2.4 gigahertz frequency band that use the frequency hopping speed spectrum or direct sequence speed spectrum. Then 802.11a, this is the extension of 802.11 that is the wireless LAN and goes as the fast as 54 Mbps in the 5 gigahertz band. 802.11a employs the orthogonal frequency division multiplexing that encode the scheme that oppose to the either frequency hopping or direct sequence spread spectrum. Then 802.11b, the 802.11 high rate Wi-Fi is extension to the 802.11b. That is the standard, and it connect as fast as 11 Mbps of speed. Then that use the 2.4 gigahertz band. The 802.11b specification use only the DSS, not here the 802.11b was actually an amendment to the original 802.11 standard added in 1999. So this one is introduced in 1999. The functionality to be analog to the wired Ethernet connection. So here in 802.11b that use the cable connection or wire connection, that is called the Ethernet connection. And last 802.11g, this wireless standard provide more than 20 Mbps, and it cover the up to 54 Mbps speed that work 2.4 gigahertz frequency band. So this is the most useful comparison for your GTU question, exam question. 2.4 to 2.5 gigahertz for all the except 802.11a that refer to the C band, that is a ISM band. ISM is nothing but the industrial, scientific and medical band. The microwave oven and some codeless phone operate in this frequency band. So this is the LAN standard 802.11. Then let me discuss the architecture of 802.11. So we start the architecture. In the architecture, various layer is covered. So let me discuss one by one. The component of IEEE 802.11 architecture is, first one is a station. So station, that is the that cover all device and equipment that are connected to the wireless LAN. A station can be two type. So here STA, it is nothing but the station, that is a two type: wireless access point WAP, and it use the client. So what is the functionality of wireless access point? Here access point, it is the wireless access point. The wireless access point, or simply the access point, are generally wireless router that form the base station or to access the signal. And client are workstation, computer, laptop, printer or smartphone. So these two combine, it used in station. Then basic service set, BSS, here BSS also described. The basic service set is a group of, it is the group of station communication at the physical layer. BSS can be of two categories, depend upon the mode of operation. First one is a infrastructure BSS and second one is a independent BSS. So in infrastructure BSS, the device communicate with other device through the access point. We are using the access point in infrastructure BSS. While independent BSS, the device communication in peer-to-peer basis in the ad hoc manner. Then third one is ESS. So ESS, it is the set of connected BSS. So each and every connection of BSS with other BSS, that is called the ESS. So ESS is nothing but the extended service set. ESS is a extended service set. Then distributed system, it connect access point in ESS. It connect the all access point, all the access point connection is provided into distributed system, DS. So this is the architecture of IEEE 802.11. Let me show some advantage. We will cover the advantage at last slide. Let me move on. Next question, that is the IEEE 802.11 protocol model. So protocol model, it is whenever we discuss the protocol model, so protocol model that describe the total configuration or each and every layer. Like first one is a physical layer and MAC layer. So both layer are most important in IEEE 802.11 stack. The standard currently define a single MAC medium access control which interact with the physical layer. It use the frequency hopping speed spectrum, direct sequence speed spectrum as well as infrared. So you can show in the figure, three layer is used. First one, two layer is used. First one is a physical layer. So this all the physical layer, okay. And the second one is a MAC layer. So this is the MAC layer. So physical layer, the architecture of physical layer that comprise the two sub-layer. It cover the two sub-layer. First one, the physical layer convergence procedure, PLCP, and second one is a physical medium dependent, PMD. So let me discuss one by one. PLCP sub-layer is responsible for the carrier sense. So CS means carrier sense multiple access, CSMA, as well as CA, CA is nothing but the collision avoidance. So PLCP sublayer is responsible for carrier sense, the part of the carrier sense multiple access collision avoidance. This is the protocol. PLCP layer prepare the MAC protocol data unit MPDU for the transmission. It use the MPDU. For transmission, the PLCP also deliver the incoming frame from the wireless medium to the MAC layer. So this is the functionality of PLCP layer. Then the PMD layer, physical medium dependent. It provides the actual transmission and reception of the physical layer entities between station through the wireless media. This sublayer provide the modulation as well as demodulation transmission. So PMD provide the modulation as well as demodulation. Then frequency hopping spread spectrum in physical layer. So this is the frequency hopping spread spectrum. This mode, a layer carrier, the clocking information is to synchronize receiver clock with the clock of transmitted packet. Frequency hopping spread spectrum PMD is responsible for converting the binary bit sequence into the analog signal and transmit the PPDU frame into the air. So which frame is used? PPDU frame is used to transmit into the air. Frequency hopping spread spectrum PMD does this using the frequency hopping technique. It uses the frequency hopping technique. Then second one, direct sequence spread spectrum, DSSS, physical layer. So it is responsible for synchronize and receiving the data bit correctly. The DSS translate the bit digital sequence into the analog radio signal and it transmit PPDU frame into the air. And DSS physical layer operate on which band? ISM band. So ISM is nothing but the industrial scientific medical band. Then infrared also use. Then MAC layer it is responsible to transmit the data, means it is a medium access control. Then let me discuss the infrastructure as well as ad hoc mode. So infrastructure mode and ad hoc mode. In ad hoc mode, there is no access point or infrastructure is used. So this figure is for ad hoc mode. There is no any access point is used to transmit the data. While we look in the infrastructure mode, so this figure is for the infrastructure mode. The mobile station are connected to the base station or access point. So each and every device are connected to the BS or access point. So here the access point is used, while in ad hoc mode there are no any access point. Then a number of mobile station from a cluster communication with each other, while in ad hoc mode the number of communication is performed using the cluster communication. While in the infrastructure mode there is a star network where all mobile stations are attached to the base station. So we look in the figure, each and every device are connected with the base station. Through the protocol, a base station manages the dialogue between the access point as well as mobile station. By using the base station, we can manage each and every conversation between the access point and mobile station. You can cover with the comparison. So characteristics of infrastructure and ad hoc mode, like communication, security and range as well as speed. Then requirement for the device. this type of a question asked in GTU 4 marks question. Then let me discuss about the wired equivalent privacy. So wired equivalent privacy, WEP, is a security standard for wireless network or Wi-Fi. It was a part of the original IEEE 802.11 protocol. As wireless network that transmit the data over the radio wave, it use the wireless data transmission relatively easier than in the wire network connected by the cable. So wireless transmission is easy in compare of the wire transmission. WEP aim to provide the same level of security and confidentiality in the wireless network as wired connection. So list out the features. Here we describe the features of WEP. Like WEP was introduced as a part of IEEE 802.11 standard in 1997. It was available for 802.11a and 11b device. WEP used the encryption of data to make the unrecognizable or eavesdrop. Then it used the RC4, a streaming cipher, for encryption, cyclic redundancy check, 32-bit checksum for confidentiality and integrity. The two widely used standard were WEP 40 and WEP 104. WEP 40, 40-bit WEP key is communicated or conducted with 24-bit initialization vector to generate the 64-bit RC4 key. Then WEP 104, 104-bit WEP key is concatenated with the 24-bit initialization vector to generate the 128-bit RC4. WEP operate at the data link layer and physical layer. It incorporate two authentication mode, open system authentication as well as share key authentication. In 2001 or 2003, the major security identified in the WEP that provide the data transmitted to the malicious change of the wireless network. Then this is the difference WEP as well as WPA and WPA2 security. So security standard here described, then algorithm used by the each and every security standards, authentication mode and possibility of breaking encryption. So this type of difference also asked in GTU exam. Then 802.1x authentication. So in this question, 802.1x network is different from home network in one major way. It has an authentication server called the radius server. So what is the role of radius server? This is the expose pass of radius server. Expose it enable the user login instead of using the shared password. It enhance the security and preventing the unwanted access to your network, and it very important for each and every organization or company. Users credential to see if there is an active member or organization, and depending on the network policy, it grant varying the level of access to the other network. This allow the unique credential or certificate to be user use for the user. It eliminate reliance on the single network password that can be easily stolen. WPA2, the personal is not sufficient for any organization dealing with the sensitive information and can put the organization at serious risk of cybercrime. Here some of the possible attack, like passive attack is possible, active attack to decrypt the traffic, then dictionary building attack, hijacking the session attack. This type of attack are used in wireless LAN. Some of the advantage cover for wireless LAN, like the signal is not blocked by any object like building, vehicle or tree. It reliable communication, it use the reliable communication, great flexibility. Then line of sight is not required for propagation. We do not require the straight line transmission. High data rate as coverage area if small. And some of the disadvantage like interference and noise. So Wi-Fi signal, wireless signal that cover the interference as well as noise, disturbance of your signal. Then coverage area is limited. So if you using the cable connection instead of Wi-Fi, you can cover the maximum area. License is required. So each and every communication is required the license or security key, WPA security key. Then it is not a secure.